In our fast-paced, digitally connected world, we often find ourselves grappling with an overwhelming question: who defines our worth? Are we shaped by the external judgments of others, the constant scrutiny of social media, or is there something deeper that dictates our true value? This inquiry is not just philosophical, it's profoundly practical, especially in a society where the applause of the crowd can feel like the ultimate measure of success. In this environment, the ancient wisdom of Stoicism emerges as a beacon guiding us to a more profound understanding of self-worth. Stoicism teaches us that our true value is not contingent upon the fleeting approval of others. Instead, it is rooted within us, anchored by our virtues and the choices we make. Imagine living a life where your self-esteem is impervious to the likes on your latest Instagram post or the comments on your Facebook status. Picture a state of being where your inner peace remains unshaken by the external noise of societal expectations. This is the promise of Stoicism: to cultivate a sense of self that is resilient, authentic, and independent of external validation. Today, we will embark on a journey through the core tenets of Stoic philosophy, exploring how these ancient teachings can help us navigate the complexities of modern life. We'll delve into the trap of seeking external validation, learn to cultivate self-worth from within, embrace our vulnerabilities, and develop the resilience needed to face life's challenges with courage. This exploration is not merely theoretical, it's about challenging you to look inward for validation and strength instead of relying on the opinions of others. As we traverse this path together, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media, anxiously awaiting validation from friends or followers? Or perhaps you've shaped your decisions based on the fear of judgment from others. If these scenarios resonate with you, then you're in the right place. Stoicism offers a radical shift in perspective, urging us to reclaim our power and redefine our self-worth. By the end of this discussion, you will have practical tools and insights to cultivate a life that aligns with your true self. You will learn how to transform obstacles into opportunities for growth, how to embrace your vulnerabilities as strengths, and how to focus on your own path with integrity and purpose. So, let's dive deep into these teachings, and remember to subscribe, like, and share this video with others who are on their journeys of personal growth and philosophical exploration. Together, let's uncover how the wisdom of the ancients is more relevant today than ever. 1. The illusion of external validation: breaking free from the crowd. In today's hyper-connected world, the trap of external validation is a pervasive force that can easily ensnare us. We live in an age where our self-worth is often measured by likes, shares, and comments on social media. This constant barrage of external feedback can create a powerful illusion that our value is determined by the approval of others. However, what if this belief is fundamentally flawed? What if true self-worth stems from within, rather than from the fleeting opinions of the crowd? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that originated in Greece and Rome, robustly challenges the notion of external validation. According to the Stoics, true happiness and fulfillment are found not in the applause of others, but in the cultivation of our own virtues. Wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This perspective invites us to shift our focus from the external to the internal, empowering us to take control of our self-worth. Consider the common scenario of posting a personal achievement online. The immediate urge to check for reactions can feel like a rush of excitement, a mini reward that boosts our ego. Yet, this excitement is often fleeting. We find ourselves caught in a cycle of seeking validation, where the number of likes becomes a temporary balm for our insecurities. Each time we refresh our feeds, we inadvertently give away our power, allowing others' opinions to dictate our happiness. This cycle can be addictive, pulling us further away from self-reliance and personal contentment. Imagine living in a state where your inner peace isn't shaken by a negative comment or a disapproving glance in a public space. Stoicism teaches us that external factors, including the opinions of others, are beyond our control and, therefore, indifferent to our true happiness. By recognizing this, we can begin the profound journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. Marcus Aurelius, another prominent Stoic philosopher, asserted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoic thought. Our true power lies in our ability to control our thoughts and reactions, not the chaotic external world. The nature of external validation. The need for external validation is deeply ingrained in our social fabric. From childhood, we are conditioned to seek approval from parents, teachers, and peers. As we grow, this desire evolves, manifesting in our interactions on social media platforms. Each notification can feel like a mini celebration, and yet, this chase for validation often leads to an insatiable hunger for approval. The more we seek it, the more we find ourselves trapped in a cycle of dependency on others for our self-worth. A poignant example can be seen in the lives of influencers and public figures. Many of them curate their lives online, showcasing only the highlights to garner likes and followers. This often creates a facade of perfection, leading to a distorted sense of reality not just for the audience but for the influencers themselves. They may begin to believe that their worth is tied to their online presence, leading to anxiety, depression, and a loss of identity outside the digital realm. Furthermore, the transient nature of online validation can lead to emotional volatility. A post that receives a flurry of likes one day may fall flat the next. This inconsistency can make individuals feel like they are on an emotional roller coaster, dictated by the whims of their online audience. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes particularly relevant. It teaches us to cultivate an internal source of validation, one that does not waver with the rise and fall of social media metrics. The power of internal validation. To break free from the illusion of external validation, we must embrace the Stoic practice of internal validation. This involves turning our attention inward, seeking approval from ourselves rather than from others. Stoicism encourages us to develop a strong sense of self that is rooted in our virtues and principles. One powerful technique for cultivating this internal validation is through the practice of daily reflection. Journaling is a common Stoic practice where individuals assess their actions and thoughts at the end of the day. Reflecting on questions such as, did I act in accordance with my values today? Or what virtues did I embody? Can help reinforce a sense of self-worth that is independent of external opinions. This form of introspection allows us to measure our success not by societal standards but by our adherence to our personal values. Incorporating Stoic quotes into this practice can also be beneficial. For instance, Seneca stated, "A good character, when established, cannot be shaken by any external force." This reinforces the idea that our worth derives from our character and actions, which are within our control. By focusing on who we are and who we strive to be, we begin to free ourselves from the shackles of external validation. building a resilient inner citadel. Another essential concept in Stoicism is the creation of an inner citadel, a mental fortress that protects us from the chaos of external influences. This citadel is built through consistent practice and reinforcement of our values and principles. When we face criticism or disapproval, having a strong inner foundation allows us to remain steadfast and composed. For example, consider a situation at work where you present an idea that is met with skepticism. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt based on colleagues' reactions, a Stoic approach would involve reminding yourself of the value of your contributions and the principles of sound reasoning that guided your proposal. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By cultivating a mindset that prioritizes internal validation, we can navigate external challenges with grace and resilience. Practical steps to break free. To break free from the trap of external validation, consider implementing these practical steps. Limit social media use. Set specific times for checking social media or reduce your overall usage. This can help mitigate the constant influx of external validation. Practice gratitude. Each day, list 3 things you are grateful for that relate to your internal values and achievements, rather than external accolades. Engage in self-reflection. Dedicate time for journaling and reflecting on your actions and decisions. Focus on how they align with your virtues. Seek feedback wisely. When asking for opinions, choose trusted individuals who understand your values. This can provide constructive insights without compromising your sense of self. Embrace imperfection. Acknowledge that nobody is perfect. Accepting your flaws and mistakes is part of being human and does not diminish your worth. By consciously choosing to seek validation from within, we can reclaim our self-worth and break free from the chains of external validation. The journey may not be easy, but with practice, we can cultivate a life that is rich in authenticity, grounded in Stoic principles, and truly fulfilling. In conclusion, the trap of external validation is a pervasive challenge in our modern lives. However, by embracing Stoic principles and focusing on our internal virtues, we can reclaim our self-worth and live authentically. As we move forward, let us remember that our true value comes from within, allowing us to break free from the crowd and forge our own paths. 2. Cultivating self-worth, the Stoic path to inner value. In a world that often prioritizes external accolades and societal approval, cultivating self-worth from within is not just a philosophical exercise, it's a vital practice for achieving inner peace and authenticity. Stoicism teaches us that our true worth is rooted in our virtues and the choices we make, separate from the fleeting opinions of others. This understanding forms the foundation of a fulfilling life, allowing us to navigate the complexities of modern existence with resilience and clarity. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the assertion that we possess the power to define our self-worth. As Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoic thought, emphasizing that our reactions and choices shape our reality far more than external events ever could. The challenge then is to redirect our focus from the external world, where validation is often superficial, to the internal landscape of our values, actions, and personal growth. Embracing internal validation. To cultivate self-worth, we must first embrace the concept of internal validation. This means looking inward for our sense of self-worth rather than depending on the approval of others. It involves a conscious decision to evaluate ourselves based on our actions and adherence to our core values. The Stoics believed that true contentment arises when we align our lives with our principles and virtues. For instance, consider the virtue of wisdom. By striving to make informed and rational decisions, we can reinforce our self-worth. Instead of seeking validation for our choices from others, we can take pride in the knowledge that we are acting with intention and integrity. A practical step toward internal validation is to practice gratitude. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what you appreciate about yourself that is not tied to others' opinions. What virtues did you embody today? Did you act with kindness, courage, or integrity? By recognizing and celebrating these qualities, we reinforce our self-worth from within. This practice aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, intentions, and actions rather than external factors that are often beyond our influence. Daily reflection, a Stoic practice. Another powerful tool for cultivating self-worth is the practice of daily reflection. This time-honored Stoic exercise allows us to review our actions and decisions, evaluating them against our personal values. At the end of each day, set aside time for introspection. Ask yourself questions like, did I live according to my values today? Or what virtues did I practice? This reflection is not meant to be a harsh critique, but a constructive assessment of our alignment with Stoic principles. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, famously kept a journal in which he documented his thoughts and reflections. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This serves as a reminder that our worth is determined by our character, not by the actions of others. When we engage in daily reflection, we reinforce our understanding that our self-worth is not contingent on how others perceive us, but on our commitment to living virtuously. The role of virtue in self-worth. Virtue is central to Stoic philosophy and is essential for cultivating self-worth. The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By embodying these virtues, we build a solid foundation for our self-worth. Let's explore how each of these virtues contributes to our sense of value. Wisdom, the ability to discern what is truly valuable in life. By making informed decisions that align with our values, we cultivate a sense of self-respect and worth. Courage, the strength to act in accordance with our principles even in the face of adversity. Courage reinforces our self-worth by demonstrating our commitment to our beliefs. Justice, the practice of fairness and integrity in our interactions with others. By treating others with respect and kindness, we enhance our self-image and foster deeper connections. Temperance, the ability to exercise self-control and moderation. By practicing temperance, we avoid the pitfalls of indulgence and maintain a balanced approach to life, which reinforces our self-worth. By consciously embodying these virtues, we can cultivate a self-worth that is resilient and independent of external validation. This internal foundation allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. The impact of external opinions. While it is essential to cultivate self-worth from within, it is also important to recognize the impact of external opinions. We live in a society that often equates success with external achievements, career accolades, financial success, or social media influence. This cultural narrative can create pressure to conform and seek validation from others. However, Stoicism teaches us to reframe our relationship with external opinions. Instead of allowing external feedback to dictate our self-worth, we can view it as information that can enhance our growth. For instance, constructive criticism from a mentor can provide valuable insights that help us improve our skills and align our actions more closely with our values. However, it is crucial to differentiate between constructive feedback and harmful criticism. The Stoic practice of discernment allows us to filter external opinions through the lens of our values, enabling us to accept what is useful and discard what is not. Practical steps for cultivating self-worth. Here are some practical steps to help you cultivate self-worth through Stoic principles. Engage in daily reflection. Set aside time each day to assess your actions and decisions against your values. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this practice. Practice gratitude. Each day, write down 3 things you appreciate about yourself that are not tied to external validation. Focus on the virtues you embody. Embrace your values. Identify the core values that are important to you. Make a conscious effort to align your actions with these values each day. Limit external influences. Reduce the time spent on social media or engaging in activities that promote external validation. Instead, focus on cultivating relationships that nurture your inner self-worth. Seek constructive feedback. When seeking feedback, choose trusted individuals who share your values. This allows you to grow without compromising your self-worth. Celebrate your achievements. Acknowledge your accomplishments, no matter how small. Recognize the effort and virtues that led to those successes. By implementing these practices, you can create a life anchored in self-worth derived from your virtues and principles. As you cultivate this inner value, you will find yourself less swayed by external opinions and more grounded in your authentic self. So, cultivating self-worth from within is a transformative journey that aligns with the principles of Stoicism. By embracing internal validation, engaging in daily reflection, and embodying the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can build a solid foundation for our self-worth. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, let us remember that our true value lies not in external accolades but in our commitment to living authentically and virtuously. By focusing on our inner selves, we can break free from the chains of external validation and forge a path toward genuine fulfillment. 3. Embracing inner courage. The Stoic bravery in authentic living. Courage is often romanticized in tales of heroism and bravery, but in the realm of Stoicism, courage takes on a more profound and nuanced meaning. It is not merely about facing physical dangers or heroic acts. Rather, it encompasses the everyday bravery required to live authentically and adhere to our principles despite external pressures and fears. In a world inundated with societal expectations and judgments, embracing inner courage becomes essential for maintaining our sense of self-worth and integrity. At its core, Stoic courage is about the strength to confront our own flaws and fears. It calls for an honest introspection that asks difficult questions. Are our actions driven by genuine beliefs? Or are they merely influenced by the desire for external approval? This internal battle is where true courage lies. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. This highlights the notion that living authentically in a world that often demands conformity requires significant inner strength. The nature of inner courage. Inner courage is not the absence of fear. Rather, it is the ability to act in spite of it. Each of us faces moments when we hesitate to express our true selves for fear of rejection or ridicule. Whether it's standing up for an unpopular opinion in a meeting, expressing our vulnerabilities in a relationship, or pursuing a career path that deviates from societal norms, these actions require a courageous heart. The Stoics teach us that the most significant battles are fought within, and overcoming our internal doubts is where we cultivate true bravery. Consider the example of a young professional who aspires to advocate for mental health awareness in their workplace. Despite their passion, they may feel apprehensive about speaking up due to the fear of judgment or backlash. However, embracing Stoic courage means recognizing this fear and choosing to act in alignment with their values. By voicing their concerns and sharing their experiences, they not only embody courage, but also pave the way for meaningful change within their organization. This act of bravery can inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity and openness. The role of vulnerability in courage. Vulnerability and courage are deeply intertwined in the Stoic framework. While vulnerability is often perceived as a weakness, Stoicism invites us to reconsider this notion. Embracing our vulnerabilities requires immense courage, as it demands that we confront our fears and uncertainties openly. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create space for genuine connections and foster an environment where others feel safe to do the same. In relationships, for instance, expressing our fears, insecurities, and aspirations can be daunting. Yet, it is through this openness that we build trust and intimacy. As Brené Brown, a researcher and author on vulnerability, states, "Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change." By embracing our vulnerabilities, we not only enrich our own lives, but also empower others to engage with their authentic selves. The Stoic practice of daily reflection. A powerful method for cultivating inner courage is through the Stoic practice of daily reflection. This involves setting aside time each day to evaluate our actions, thoughts, and decisions. By asking ourselves questions like, "Did I act with courage today?" Or, "Where did I shy away from my values?" we can gain insights into our behaviors and identify areas where we can grow. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of self-examination, stating, "The unexamined life is not worth living." This practice helps us confront our fears and recognize moments where we can choose courage over comfort. For example, imagine someone who finds themselves avoiding difficult conversations with a friend due to fear of conflict. Through daily reflection, they might begin to recognize the pattern of avoidance and the underlying fear driving it. By acknowledging this fear, they can prepare themselves to engage in a courageous conversation, ultimately strengthening their relationship and reinforcing their sense of self-worth. Transforming fear into action. Stoicism teaches us that fear is a natural human emotion. However, it is how we respond to fear that defines our character. Instead of allowing fear to paralyze us, we can choose to transform it into motivation for action. This transformation requires practice and a commitment to our values. One effective technique is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This Stoic exercise involves envisioning potential challenges or setbacks we may face. By mentally preparing for these obstacles, we can reduce their emotional impact and approach them with a rational mindset. For instance, if you anticipate a challenging discussion with a supervisor about a project, visualizing the conversation beforehand can help you prepare your thoughts and articulate your points more confidently. This mental rehearsal fosters courage by allowing you to confront the situation proactively rather than reactively. The dichotomy of control. Another essential aspect of Stoic courage is understanding the dichotomy of control, the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. Stoicism teaches us to focus our energy on the things we can influence, such as our thoughts, reactions, and choices, while accepting that external factors are often outside our control. This understanding can significantly alleviate anxiety and fear, allowing us to act with courage in the face of uncertainty. For example, consider a student facing anxiety about an upcoming exam. While they cannot control the difficulty of the test or the grading process, they can control their preparation efforts and attitude. By channeling their energy into studying and practicing self-care, they embody Stoic courage, focusing on what lies within their control while accepting the outcome with equanimity. Practical steps to cultivate inner courage. To cultivate inner courage in your own life, consider implementing the following practical steps. Identify your fears. Take time to list your fears and anxieties. Acknowledging them is the first step toward overcoming them. Practice vulnerability. Engage in conversations where you express your true feelings and thoughts. Start small and gradually work toward deeper discussions. Establish a daily reflection routine. Dedicate time each evening to reflect on your actions and decisions. Assess where you acted courageously and where you can improve. Embrace discomfort. Seek out situations that challenge your comfort zone. Whether it's public speaking, asserting your opinions, or trying something new, these experiences build courage. Use premeditatio malorum. Regularly visualize potential challenges and prepare mentally for how you will respond. This practice will help you approach obstacles with confidence. Focus on your values. Keep your core values at the forefront of your decisions. When faced with difficult choices, ask yourself, what would align with my values? By consciously cultivating inner courage through these practices, you will not only enhance your ability to navigate life's challenges, but also foster a sense of authenticity and self-worth that is unwavering. The journey toward embracing inner courage is ongoing, but with each step taken, we strengthen our resolve to live authentically and virtuously. As we embrace the teachings of Stoicism, let us remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in alignment with our values despite it. Through this inner courage, we can navigate the complexities of our lives with grace, resilience, and integrity. 4. The strength of vulnerability, Stoicism's unexpected ally. In a world that often equates vulnerability with weakness, Stoicism presents a refreshing counter-narrative. Vulnerability is not merely a state of emotional exposure, it is a profound strength that, when embraced, can lead to deeper connections and personal growth. The Stoics understood that acknowledging our vulnerabilities is essential for developing resilience and authenticity. This perspective encourages us to confront our fears and uncertainties, ultimately fostering a richer, more meaningful existence. Redefining vulnerability. Traditionally, vulnerability has been perceived as a flaw or a sign of weakness. We often fear showing our true selves because we worry about judgment, rejection, or ridicule. However, Stoicism invites us to redefine vulnerability as a source of strength. As Brené Brown, a researcher known for her work on vulnerability, asserts, vulnerability is not weakness. And that myth is profoundly dangerous. Instead of shying away from our vulnerabilities, we can view them as opportunities for growth and connection. The Stoic philosopher Seneca encapsulated this idea perfectly when he stated, "A good character, when established, cannot be shaken by any external force." This wisdom teaches us that true strength lies not in the absence of vulnerability, but in our ability to embrace it with courage and integrity. By acknowledging our imperfections and challenges, we cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and a more compassionate relationship with others. The courage to be vulnerable. Embracing vulnerability requires significant courage. It is the willingness to expose our true selves, including our fears, uncertainties, and aspirations. This act of courage allows us to form genuine connections with others, fostering an environment of trust and openness. When we share our vulnerabilities, we invite others to do the same, creating a supportive community that values authenticity over perfection. Consider the example of a leader who openly shares their struggles with anxiety in front of their team. By admitting their vulnerabilities, they create a safe space for team members to express their own challenges. This openness not only strengthens relationships but also enhances collaboration and innovation. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. By acknowledging our vulnerabilities, we reclaim our power and create an environment where authenticity is celebrated. The Stoic practice of acceptance. Central to Stoicism is the practice of acceptance, embracing the reality of our circumstances, including our vulnerabilities. Acceptance does not mean resignation, rather, it involves recognizing our limitations and flaws without judgment. This Stoic principle encourages us to confront our emotions and experiences with a rational mind, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with resilience. For instance, when faced with a setback such as a job loss or a failed relationship, it is natural to feel vulnerable and uncertain. However, instead of resisting these emotions, Stoicism teaches us to accept them as part of the human experience. This acceptance enables us to process our feelings constructively, transforming vulnerability into a catalyst for personal growth. As Epictetus reminded us, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. By reframing our perspectives, we can cultivate resilience and strength amidst adversity. Vulnerability in relationships. Vulnerability plays a crucial role in building authentic relationships. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with others, we create deeper connections based on trust and understanding. Sharing our fears, hopes, and uncertainties fosters intimacy and allows others to feel seen and heard. Imagine a friendship where both individuals openly discuss their struggles with mental health. By sharing their vulnerabilities, they create a supportive space where they can lean on each other during difficult times. This mutual vulnerability not only strengthens their bond but also empowers them to navigate their challenges together. As Seneca wisely said, friendship improves happiness and abates misery by the doubling of our joy and the dividing of our grief. In contrast, when we hide our vulnerabilities, we may inadvertently create barriers that prevent genuine connection. The fear of judgment often leads us to present a facade of perfection, which can result in feelings of isolation and loneliness. Embracing vulnerability allows us to break down these barriers, fostering relationships that are grounded in authenticity and compassion. The transformative power of vulnerability. Embracing vulnerability is not only about forging deeper connections with others, it also leads to profound personal growth. When we confront our fears and insecurities, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. This transformative power of vulnerability can propel us toward our goals and aspirations. For example, consider an aspiring artist who fears rejection from their peers. By embracing their vulnerability and sharing their work with others, they expose themselves to feedback and critique. This act of courage can lead to valuable insights, helping them refine their craft and grow as an artist. Instead of allowing fear to stifle their creativity, vulnerability becomes a source of inspiration and motivation. Practical steps to embrace vulnerability. To cultivate vulnerability as a strength in your life, consider implementing the following practical steps. Acknowledge your fears. Take time to reflect on your fears and insecurities. Recognizing them is the first step toward embracing vulnerability. Share your story, open up about your experiences and challenges with trusted friends or family members. This practice can help you feel less alone and foster deeper connections. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when confronting your vulnerabilities. Remind yourself that everyone has flaws and struggles, and it's okay to be imperfect. Engage in authentic conversations. Seek out discussions that encourage openness and vulnerability. Create a safe space for others to share their experiences as well. Challenge perfectionism. Let go of the need to present a flawless image. Embrace the beauty of imperfection and recognize that it is part of the human experience. Reflect on your growth. Regularly assess how embracing vulnerability has impacted your life and relationships. Celebrate the progress you've made and the connections you've built. By practicing these steps, you can cultivate a mindset that values vulnerability as a source of strength and resilience. The journey toward embracing vulnerability may be challenging, but it is also immensely rewarding. As we learn to accept and share our true selves, we unlock the potential for deeper connections and personal growth. The Stoic legacy of vulnerability. As we explore the interplay between vulnerability and Stoicism, we recognize that the wisdom of the Stoics encourages us to embrace our full humanity. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our courage and authenticity. By acknowledging our flaws and uncertainties, we can cultivate resilience and forge genuine connections with others. In a world that often prioritizes strength and perfection, Stoicism reminds us that true strength lies in vulnerability. By embracing our authentic selves, we create a life rich in connection, compassion, and personal growth. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By nurturing a mindset that values vulnerability, we can cultivate a life of true fulfillment and authenticity. 5. Building resilience through Stoicism, transforming challenges into opportunities. Resilience is a quality that many aspire to possess, yet it often eludes us in times of difficulty and uncertainty. In a rapidly changing world filled with challenges, cultivating resilience is crucial for maintaining our mental and emotional well-being. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that emphasizes rationality and virtue, offers powerful tools for building resilience. By understanding and applying Stoic principles, we can transform life's inevitable challenges into opportunities for growth and self-mastery. Understanding resilience in Stoicism. At its core, resilience is the capacity to withstand adversity and bounce back from setbacks. The Stoics believed that resilience is not merely about enduring hardships. It is about using those hardships as a means to cultivate virtue and strength. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful insight encapsulates the Stoic belief that obstacles are not barriers but stepping stones toward personal development. The Stoic approach to resilience is rooted in the dichotomy of control, the understanding that while we cannot control external events, we have absolute control over our thoughts, reactions, and choices. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace and strength, even in the face of adversity. The dichotomy of control, a key Stoic principle. The dichotomy of control is a foundational concept in Stoicism that distinguishes between what is within our power and what is not. This principle emphasizes that our energy should be directed toward the things we can influence, our thoughts, decisions, and actions, while accepting that external circumstances, including the opinions of others and the outcomes of events, are beyond our control. This understanding can significantly alleviate anxiety and stress. For example, imagine you are preparing for a job interview. While you cannot control the interviewer's decisions or the outcome of the interview, you can control your preparation, attitude, and how you present yourself. By focusing on these aspects, you empower yourself to act with confidence and clarity. As Epictetus stated, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. By reframing our thoughts around challenges, we can build resilience and approach difficulties with a constructive mindset. The practice of premeditatio malorum. Another powerful Stoic technique for building resilience is the practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This exercise involves mentally rehearsing potential challenges and setbacks we might encounter in the future. Rather than being pessimistic, this practice prepares our minds to face difficulties with composure and strength. For instance, consider an entrepreneur preparing to launch a new product. Instead of merely envisioning success, they might take time to think through potential obstacles. What if the product doesn't meet customer expectations? What if the marketing campaign fails? By anticipating these challenges, the entrepreneur can develop contingency plans, reducing the shock and emotional turmoil that can accompany unexpected setbacks. Marcus Aurelius practiced this technique himself, often reflecting on the challenges he might face as a ruler. He understood that by preparing for adversity, he could respond with greater clarity and purpose. This proactive mindset fosters resilience and allows us to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence and grace. Daily reflection, a Stoic practice for resilience. In addition to premeditatio malorum, daily reflection is a vital Stoic practice that enhances resilience. By taking time each day to evaluate our actions and thoughts, we cultivate self-awareness and learn from our experiences. This reflection allows us to assess how we responded to challenges and identify areas for improvement. After a challenging day, consider asking yourself, what obstacles did I face today? How did I respond? What could I have done differently? This practice not only helps us learn from our experiences, but also reinforces the idea that challenges are opportunities for growth. As Seneca wisely stated, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. By embracing this perspective, we can transform obstacles into valuable lessons that contribute to our resilience. Building a strong support system. While Stoicism emphasizes personal responsibility and inner strength, it also recognizes the importance of community and relationships in building resilience. Cultivating a strong support system allows us to lean on others during difficult times and share our experiences. This connection fosters a sense of belonging and reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. For example, consider a group of friends who regularly meet to discuss their challenges and support one another. By sharing their vulnerabilities and offering encouragement, they create a safe space for growth and resilience. This communal aspect of Stoicism aligns with the idea that friendship improves happiness and abates misery by the doubling of our joy and the dividing of our grief, as Seneca articulated. In times of adversity, reaching out to trusted friends or family members can provide comfort and perspective. Sharing our challenges allows us to gain insights and support while reinforcing our resilience. The Stoics believe that mutual support and encouragement are essential for navigating life's difficulties. Embracing change and uncertainty. Resilience also involves embracing change and uncertainty as inherent aspects of life. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable, and our ability to adapt to changing circumstances is crucial for maintaining our well-being. Instead of resisting change, we can cultivate an attitude of acceptance and flexibility. For instance, consider someone who faces unexpected changes in their career path. Instead of viewing this as a setback, they can choose to see it as an opportunity for exploration and growth. By embracing the uncertainty of new possibilities, they can discover new passions and directions in life. As Epictetus wisely advised, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This quote serves as a reminder that embracing change opens us up to new experiences and insights, enhancing our resilience and adaptability. Practical steps to build resilience. To cultivate resilience through Stoic principles, consider implementing the following practical steps. Practice the dichotomy of control. Regularly assess situations in your life and identify what is within your control versus what is not. Focus your energy on the former. Engage in premeditatio malorum. Anticipate potential challenges and setbacks you may encounter. Prepare mentally for how you will respond to these obstacles. Reflect daily. Set aside time each day for self-reflection. Evaluate your responses to challenges and identify areas for growth. Build a support system. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who encourage you to be your authentic self. Share your challenges and seek advice when needed. Embrace change. Practice accepting change as a natural part of life. Reframe your perspective to view change as an opportunity for growth. Learn from setbacks. When faced with adversity, analyze the experience for valuable lessons. Use these insights to inform future decisions and actions. By incorporating these practices into your daily life, you can cultivate resilience that empowers you to navigate challenges with strength and grace. The journey toward resilience is ongoing, but with each step taken, we reinforce our ability to transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. As we embrace the teachings of Stoicism, let us remember that resilience is not merely the ability to endure. It is the capacity to thrive amidst adversity. By cultivating inner strength, acceptance, and community, we can navigate life's challenges with resilience and authenticity, turning every setback into a stepping stone on our path to personal growth. 6. Focusing on your own path. The Stoic journey to authenticity. In a world filled with distractions and competing narratives about success, focusing on your own path can feel like a radical act. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of living authentically and making choices that align with our values and principles. This journey toward authenticity is not about conforming to societal expectations, but rather about cultivating a life that reflects who we truly are. By embracing our unique paths, we can navigate life with purpose, resilience, and integrity. The importance of authenticity. Authenticity is the cornerstone of a fulfilling life. When we align our actions with our values, we experience a sense of coherence and purpose that transcends external validation. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. This poignant reminder underscores the significance of our internal mindset and choices in shaping our lives. To live authentically is to embrace our true selves, free from the constraints of others' expectations. However, the journey toward authenticity often requires us to confront societal pressures and the fear of judgment. We may find ourselves caught in a web of expectations, whether from family, friends, or cultural norms, leading us to make choices that do not resonate with our true selves. The Stoics teach us to resist these external pressures and to focus on what truly matters, our values and virtues. Defining your values. The first step in focusing on your own path is to define your values. What principles are most important to you? Is it honesty, compassion, creativity, or something else? By identifying and articulating your core values, you create a guiding framework for your decisions and actions. This clarity empowers you to navigate life's complexities with confidence and purpose. For example, consider someone who values creativity and self-expression. If they find themselves in a job that stifles their creative instincts, they may feel a growing sense of dissatisfaction. By recognizing that creativity is a core value, they can take proactive steps to align their career with their passion, whether that means pursuing a new job, starting a side project, or exploring creative endeavors outside of work. This alignment fosters a sense of fulfillment and authenticity in their life. The Stoic practice of self-examination. Self-examination is a fundamental Stoic practice that encourages us to regularly assess our thoughts, actions, and motivations. By reflecting on our choices and their alignment with our values, we cultivate self-awareness and clarity. As Epictetus advised, know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly. This wisdom highlights the importance of understanding ourselves before attempting to navigate the world. To practice self-examination, set aside time for reflection. Ask yourself questions such as, are my actions aligned with my values? Or am I living authentically? Journaling can be a powerful tool for this practice. Write about your experiences, challenges, and insights, allowing your thoughts to flow freely. This process not only helps clarify your values, but also reveals patterns in your behavior that may need adjustment. Overcoming the fear of judgment. One of the significant barriers to focusing on our own path is the fear of judgment from others. We often worry about how our choices will be perceived, leading us to conform to societal expectations rather than pursuing our true desires. Stoicism teaches us to confront this fear head-on by recognizing that the opinions of others are ultimately beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius articulated this beautifully when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. By internalizing this message, we can shift our focus away from external judgments and direct our energy toward living according to our values. When we prioritize our authenticity, we create a life that is uniquely ours, free from the constraints of others' expectations. Consider the example of an individual who aspires to become an artist but fears the disapproval of family and friends who prioritize traditional career paths. By embracing Stoic principles, they can recognize that their artistic passion is an integral part of their identity. Rather than succumbing to the fear of judgment, they can choose to pursue their passion, knowing that their self-worth is not determined by others' opinions. The power of personal responsibility. Taking personal responsibility for our choices is a crucial aspect of focusing on our own path. The Stoics believe that we are the architects of our lives and our decisions shape our destinies. By accepting responsibility for our actions, we empower ourselves to make choices that reflect our values and aspirations. This sense of responsibility extends to both our successes and failures. When we acknowledge that we have the power to shape our lives, we cultivate resilience in the face of challenges. Instead of blaming external circumstances or others for our setbacks, we can reflect on what we can learn from these experiences and how we can grow. For example, if someone faces criticism for pursuing an unconventional career, they can choose to reflect on the feedback without allowing it to derail their ambitions. They might ask themselves, what can I learn from this criticism, or how can I use this feedback to improve? This mindset fosters personal growth and reinforces our commitment to our authentic path. Embracing change and uncertainty. Focusing on our own path also involves embracing change and uncertainty as natural elements of life. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable and our ability to adapt to changing circumstances is crucial for maintaining our sense of purpose and authenticity. Rather than fearing change, we can choose to view it as an opportunity for growth and exploration. When faced with unexpected changes, such as a job loss or a shift in personal circumstances, we can ask ourselves how these changes align with our values. Instead of resisting the situation, we can embrace the opportunities that arise from it. This perspective aligns with the Stoic principle of amor fati, or the love of fate, which encourages us to accept and embrace whatever life brings our way. Practical steps to focus on your own path. To cultivate a life focused on your own path, consider implementing the following practical steps. Define your values. Take time to identify and articulate your core values. What principles are most important to you, and how do they guide your decisions? Engage in self-examination. Regularly reflect on your thoughts, actions, and motivations. Use journaling as a tool for self-discovery and clarification. Challenge the fear of judgment. Recognize that the opinions of others do not define your worth. Focus on living authentically and aligning your actions with your values. Take personal responsibility. Accept ownership of your choices and their consequences. Reflect on how you can learn and grow from your experiences. Embrace change. View change and uncertainty as opportunities for growth. Cultivate a mindset that welcomes new possibilities. Seek authentic connections. Surround yourself with individuals who support and encourage your authentic self. Engage in conversations that foster openness and vulnerability. By implementing these practices, you can cultivate a life that reflects your unique path and values. The journey toward authenticity is ongoing, but with each step taken, you reinforce your commitment to living a life that is true to yourself. As we embrace the teachings of Stoicism, let us remember that focusing on our own path is not a selfish act. It is a courageous commitment to living authentically. By defining our values, engaging in self-examination, and embracing change, we can navigate life's complexities with purpose and integrity. In doing so, we not only honor ourselves but also inspire others to embark on their journeys of authenticity. As we conclude our journey through the profound teachings of Stoicism, it's essential to reflect on the invaluable lessons we've explored together. From understanding the illusion of external validation to cultivating self-worth, embracing vulnerability, building resilience, and focusing on our own paths. Each of these principles offers a powerful framework for navigating the complexities of modern life. Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment lies not in the accolades of others but in the cultivation of our inner virtues and the choices we make. The Stoics remind us that we possess the power to shape our lives through our thoughts and actions. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This insight encourages us to prioritize our internal dialogue, focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. By embracing this wisdom, we can transform challenges into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. In our fast-paced, digitally connected world, it is all too easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from external sources. Yet, as we learned, true self-worth comes from within. By defining our values and aligning our actions with them, we can create a life that reflects our authentic selves. This journey toward authenticity may require courage, but it is a path that leads to deeper connections, greater resilience, and lasting fulfillment. As you move forward from this discussion, I invite you to take actionable steps toward living a more stoic life. Reflect on the principles we've covered and consider how you can incorporate them into your daily routines. Engage in self-examination, practice vulnerability, and embrace the challenges that life presents. Remember that every obstacle can serve as a stepping stone toward your personal growth. Additionally, I encourage you to share these insights with others who may benefit from the wisdom of Stoicism. Discuss these principles with friends and family and inspire them to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and authenticity. Together, we can create a community that values integrity, resilience, and the pursuit of a meaningful life. If you found value in this exploration of Stoic philosophy, please take a moment to subscribe to the Stoic VIVU channel. By subscribing, you'll gain access to more content dedicated to making Stoic teachings accessible and practical for modern life. Don't forget to like and share this video with others who are on their paths to personal growth and philosophical exploration. Together, let's spread the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and empower ourselves and those around us to live more fulfilled and authentic lives. As you continue on your journey, remember that the teachings of Stoicism are not just historical relics, they are practical tools for navigating the complexities of the human experience. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your growth, and remain steadfast in your commitment to living authentically. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in our next exploration of Stoic wisdom. Until then, keep focusing on your own path and live virtuously.